I should warn you fellas. Corner a cat, gets scratched.
It looks like we might be getting a Gotham City Sirens movie soon. Even though the DCU is rebooting, the Suicide Squad side of things is mostly sticking around, with events from those movies and Peacemaker still part of the new DCU. That's why we're seeing stuff like creatures in Creature Commandos. After the last Suicide Squad movie, the government banned using human inmates for the squad, so now they're using creatures. Plus, there's talk in the show about how Weasel survived the last mission, while Rick Flag Jr. didn't, during a conversation between Waller and Rick Flag Sr. This is just a few of the many ways it ties back to the previous movies and shows. So this makes it clear that the new DCU isn't shy about bringing back Suicide Squad-related characters, which brings us to Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie's portrayal of Harley in David Ayer's Suicide Squad was a standout, even though the movie got mixed reviews. Thanks to Harley's popularity and Robbie wanting to continue playing the role, Ayer was originally set to direct Gotham City Sirens, according to THR. The film was rumored to focus on the DC villain Black Mask, and Ayer even tweeted a picture of the character, but that idea seemed to shift into Birds of Prey, which centered around Harley. While the all-female group in Gotham City Sirens shares some similarities with Birds of Prey, it could have more mainstream appeal by teaming Harley with more recognizable characters like Poison Ivy and Catwoman. With Ivy being romantically linked to Harley in recent comics and in HBO's Harley Quinn series, this would be the perfect chance to dive into a character that hasn't been seen in films since Batman and Robin in 1997. In fact, Gotham City Sirens is one of the best all-female comic teams, featuring Catwoman, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy together. The Gotham City Sirens storyline picks up shortly after key events like Heart of Hush, Batman R.I.P., Final Crisis, and Battle for the Cowl. In this story, Hush cuts out Catwoman's heart, but Batman retrieves it, and Zatanna heals her. Catwoman gets her revenge by stealing Hush's money and giving it to Gotham's female criminals, including Harley, Poison Ivy, and Holly Robinson. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne is believed to be dead, and Dick Grayson takes on the mantle of Batman. In the Union storyline, Catwoman faces off against a new villain called Bone Blaster, but she's still dealing with the aftermath of her past injuries. Poison Ivy swoops in to help, taking her to a hideout that used to belong to the Riddler. There, Catwoman finds out that Harley Quinn is living with Ivy, and the three women think about teaming up, but they want to know Batman's real identity first. Poison Ivy tries using a truth serum on Catwoman, but it doesn't work because Catwoman's been trained by Talia al Ghul to resist mind control. As the story goes on, Harley Quinn runs into Bruce Wayne, not realizing he's actually Hush in disguise. Hush plans to kill Harley, but when Joker finds out, he decides to do it himself. But it turns out the Joker isn't really the Joker. It's an old sidekick named Gaggy, who's mad at Harley for taking his place. In the end, Poison Ivy and Catwoman step in to save Harley. During Christmas, the Sirens take a break. Catwoman fights a gang of knife-wielding Santas, then spends Christmas with Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne, but they're soon pulled away for a case. Poison Ivy spends her holiday in the South American jungle, but helps out tourists caught by a drug lord's guise. After that, she decides she needs to find a balance between the human and plant worlds and heads back to Gotham. Harley visits her messed-up family, but things go poorly, and then she reunites with Ivy and Catwoman in Gotham, where they spend the rest of Christmas together. In Songs of the Sirens, Poison Ivy is framed for a series of murders linked to serial arsonists in Robinson Park. She is kidnapped by a corrupt cop who believes she is the killer and left to die without food, water, or sunlight. Catwoman and Harley, with help from James Gordon, save her and figure out the real killer. When they find her lifeless body, they bring her back to life, and the Sirens take down the real murderer. Later, they find evidence planted to frame them for the murder and call on the Riddler to help track down the real culprit, who turns out to be Dr. Aesop. Poison Ivy takes a job at Gotham City's Star Labs under the alias Paula Irving. She is eventually found out by a scientist she once fired, but she is impressed with their skills and brings them back on board. Harley and Catwoman deal with Harley's pet hyenas, who have been escaping and hunting local dogs. In Sister Zero, Catwoman is on a mission to find her sister, Maggie Kyle, who has escaped and is mentally unstable. She tracks down a renowned exorcist for help, but Maggie mistakenly believes the exorcist is aligned with Selina's cat demon, leading her to kill the exorcist and steal the exorcism tools. Maggie also discovers a supernatural substance in the form of an angel, which gives her enhanced strength and speed, as well as a warped view of reality. Maggie attacks Catwoman and Harley Quinn when they arrive, but during the fight, Harley insults her by calling her Sister Zero. Maggie embraces the name and continues the battle. Eventually, Catwoman is able to break the spell on Maggie temporarily, showing her that she's not possessed. Maggie decides not to kill Catwoman and leaves, saying it's not over yet. She now believes she can save her sister through exorcism rather than death. In Strange Fruit, Poison Ivy admits to Miss Adams that her main goal at Star Labs is to find a chemical capable of growing an entire forest overnight. During her search, Ivy encounters an alien plant life form controlled by a doctor. The plant convinces Ivy to help it escape, promising her to be its queen. As she helps the plant, Ivy comes into conflict with Catwoman and Harley Quinn, who try to stop her. The plant's plan is to spread spores and take over the world, but Ivy eventually turns on it when her friends stop its spread. She kills the plant, telling it that she had been used by a man she loved before and won't let it happen again. Later, Catwoman is abducted by a villain named Senpai, who is after information about Batman's true identity. Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn team up with Talia and Zatanna to rescue her. Once they defeat Senpai, Talia urges Zatanna to erase Catwoman's memory of Batman's identity to protect her, as it's dangerous for Selina to know. However, Zatanna realizes that Talia's real motive is to erase Selina's memories because she cannot handle another woman sharing the secret of Batman's identity. Zatanna confronts Talia, but after a brief fight, Talia shoots at Selina. Zatanna saves her, and though she offers to erase Selina's memories to ease her burden, Catwoman declines. In Division, the three Sirens, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn, are feeling betrayed and neglected by the men in their lives. Harley, in particular, seeks solace from Catwoman, comparing her feelings for Joker to Catwoman's unrequited love for Batman. However, Catwoman's discontent with Batman stirs anger in Harley, prompting her to seek vengeance on her ex-boyfriend. Harley ultimately betrays her friends and breaks into Arkham with the intention of killing the Joker for the abuse she endured. However, she decides to release him instead, and the two of them launch a violent takeover of the facility, causing mass chaos with guards and staff either killed or taken hostage. Batman and Catwoman eventually stop the pair, and Harley is last seen being carted off in a straitjacket and muzzle. Soon after, Poison Ivy breaks into Harley's cell to confront her over the betrayal. Ivy initially plans to kill Harley, but ultimately pities her and offers to free her if she helps kill Catwoman, who had left them behind in Arkham. Ivy and Harley escape and set out to exact revenge on Selina. A brutal fight between the two sides ensues, where Catwoman reveals she had been secretly using her Batman connections to keep Harley and Ivy out of jail, and that she always saw the good in them, only wanting to help. Realizing this, Harley and Ivy allow Catwoman to go free. Just as Batman is about to arrest the women, Catwoman helps them escape, and the series concludes with the Sirens going their separate ways. Well, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this and other exciting upcoming movies. See you next time.